This episode is presented by Fiberglass.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Electric Supercar channel. This week we're going to be focusing on the Nissan. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is a 1992 Nissan 300ZX. We've spent the last several months electrifying this, putting in motors, batteries, everything it needs to drive. Now though, it's time to do some of those finishing details. We're going to be working on some custom panels. We've got three areas that we want to make some panels for. One is in the back seat where we put our rear battery pack. We want to make a cover for that. And then we're going to finish it so it kind of looks very OEM. Another one is behind the rear wheel wells. There is a gap and the customer just says, oh, I hate that gap. Can you do anything to cover it up? So that's another one. The last one is we had to do some cutouts in the front when we put in the Tesla suspension. So there's just a couple holes and things we want to cover up in the front engine bay. Like with many of our projects, our first step is always scanning. It just so happens that we've got Einstar here that has loaned us a scanner to fulfill our scanning needs. So we are going to put this to the test. Our vehicles usually have lots of dark surfaces and metal surfaces, so we'll check this out and let you know what we think. I know I'm going to get asked a lot of questions about the scanner and its stats, so let me tell you a little bit about that while we do some scanning. So this scanner can be truly wireless. It claims to have reliable scans of dark and reflective metal surfaces without spray required. Pretty well in the dark. It says it's got batteries for a 3-hour runtime. It only weighs 420 grams. It kind of fits in the palm of your hand. It has IR VC SEL. It does do full color RGB, and it comes with free Einstar software. It has a depth camera, RGB camera, 17 parallel lines projector, a VC SEL projector, depth camera, and white flash LED. It claims to scan very quickly with 90 frames per second at 2.5 million points per second. It also claims to be able to scan outdoors, 110,000 lux. So with the laser resolution, it's 0.05 to 10 millimeters. The IR rapid is 0.2 to 10 millimeters. It can do both feature tracking as well as marker tracking. So they do recommend 16 gigs of RAM or above for your computer. So here's the back part, and basically we just want to cover from kind of like here over here. 3D modeled a piece and printed it out. It's going to go right up here. So I had to leave a little spot here because this is the charging cable. So our charging cable needs to come through. This is looking pretty good, and I think we can go ahead and lay some fiberglass on this and then bolt it into place. Here it is on the other side. Unfortunately, it was not symmetrical because I think the vehicle actually had the gas filler port on that side. So this section here is not quite the same. So again, modeled that one as well, and it's just going to go right there and get bolted in place. So the plan is to fiberglass kind of all around this entire part. I was trying to decide if I should like lay it down and do one side and then flip it over and do the other, but I think I'm just going to go upright and do it all around. So we've got some fiberglass here. This is from Fiberglass, and we've also got some of the resin and hardener. So we'll mix them up and do some fiberglass. So here are the rear wheel well guards. there and there. This one we made a little pass through for the charging cables. Again, it's kind of fastened that way. There's one right there. So that's looking good. Again, I think the main thing the customer wanted to do is just so you can see the kind of behind the tire. Didn't want to see lights and stuff through it. So that'll do the job. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Incogni. If you ever searched yourself on the internet and found some old addresses, phone numbers, or personal info floating around on random data websites, you know how creepy that can be. Those sites collect and sell your information to advertisers, scammers, and basically anyone that will pay for it. Incogni helps take care of that for you automatically. Instead of manually tracking down dozens or even hundreds of data brokers submitting removal requests yourself, Incogni handles the process on your behalf and keeps following up over time. For anyone who values privacy, especially if you buy and sell vehicles online, run a business, or just don't want your personal info all over the internet, it's a really useful service.
Take your personal data back with Incogni. Use Supercar deal at the link below and get 60% off an annual plan. Incogni.com/supercar deal.
Next up for the Nissan is the rear battery cover. So we did some 3D scanning of this, put it in CAD and did some modeling so we could get a cover that perfectly matched the space. So once we got it all modeled up in CAD, it was then time to 3D print. So had to split this one up into several different segments, print them all, and then we got the plastic welder to join them all together. Once they're joined all together, we had to do filling and sanding to get a nice surface that we can get apart from.
We got the rear battery cover mostly together. I've added some stiffening ribs because once it's outside the vehicle, I didn't want it to kind of taco or open up when we fiberglass it and then have it be back in the vehicle and not fit. So we got some of these ribs just to keep the shape while we do the fiberglassing. We're going to do some body filler, some sanding, and then we'll lay up the fiberglass. All right, I believe this is gonna be smooth enough for what we're doing. This is going to be an interior piece and we're probably gonna carpet or upholster it. So the surface finish is gonna be not as critical as if we're doing like an exterior part. But this is looking pretty good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some wax on it and then some PVA, and that's all in preparation to lay up some fiberglass. So we've put some wax on as well as the PVA. That's all kind of set up now, so it's time to do some fiberglass. It's all laid up, got all the air out. I think this one looks pretty good. We'll wait for it to set up and take the 3D print off. Did the trimming, got the edges all nice, making sure everything fits in the vehicle. And because it's somewhat transparent, you can see where I'm laying it on stuff. You can actually see kind of the holes underneath. So we got some marked here where we need to put the fasteners, or essentially holes for fasteners.
All right, we are here at the front of the Nissan. There's just some pockets that we've cut away. This was to relieve space for the suspension. And so now we're filling these in kind of with some 3D prints, but what we're really gonna do is we're gonna put some fiberglass over all this, kind of make it nice and durable, but also make it removable just so we can have some easy access if we ever need to service the suspension. It's got one here and then again, one on the other side, but we'll kind of protect things. I think I'm actually gonna fiberglass in place. So I'll put some protective barrier so it doesn't laminate to this, but basically I do want to kind of capture all the contours. Laid up the fiberglass, we'll let this set up and we'll take this off. I think we'll have some pretty good trim lines. We've got lots of holes to choose from, how to mount it, so I think this will work out well. The passenger side is now laid up. So again, we'll let these set up, take it off and trim it up. Make sure it covers all the holes we need it to. All right, so I took these off, I took the plastic off and set them outside in the sun to kind of fully cure. Put them back in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark some of the hole locations that we can use, and that'll help us drill out those places. I'll also mark just where we want to trim so we can have a piece that's nice and neat, and we'll do that on both sides. All right, so I've got things trimmed up here. Things are looking pretty good. There are a few, I'm gonna call them vertical faces that I need to do. So part of the whole reason to do this is we kind of just want to stop some of the water. You know, if you drive through a puddle, you don't want the whole engine bay to get wet. So right here, so we need to do kind of a vertical face here. Might do some just kind of going down this way. I'll just go right down here and then right down there. So two faces on that side. On this side, similar, we want a face going down here and then just along here as well. This one we need to kind of come back on this side. So we'll get that, get some more fiberglass and I think that'll be good. So we've got these covers in place now on both sides. So that's really just to help prevent any of the water splash up. It won't seal it necessarily, but prevent most of the water from coming up in the engine bay here. So now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and put on the fenders, bumper, everything there. With those panels complete, it gets us that much closer. This is the first time it's been buttoned up in a long time. So next we'll be taking out driving. We do have some other things to complete, like the center console display, as well as the gauge and the gauge surround. So those will be coming soon. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
As we locked back up, it unlocked.
We're using that with the stock Nissan controls here. See it turned up.
Just like so.